Imagine this moment. You are lying in bed, the room is dark, the day is finally over, but your mind refuses to follow the signal. You toss, you turn, you stare at the ceiling, and every minute that passes only adds to the frustration. You check the clock once, then again, and it feels like the more you try to fall asleep, the further away sleep runs from you. This is not just a small inconvenience, it feels like a betrayal. Your body is tired, your eyes are heavy, but your brain acts as if it has its own agenda, replaying conversations, running through tomorrow's tasks, even digging up random memories from years ago. You know the irony. The more you fight for sleep, the less chance you have of getting it. And by the time you finally drift off, you already sense the damage. You will wake up drained, groggy, and behind on energy before the day even begins. If you've ever been in this place, you are not alone. Millions experience this same silent battle each night, and yet most people think the only solutions are big ones: a new mattress, meditation courses, supplements, or strict routines. But what if the missing piece is not massive lifestyle changes, but one small physical switch that flips your brain into sleep mode naturally? Here's the fascinating truth. Your brain and your body are not separate when it comes to sleep. They are in constant conversation. Every posture you take, every small shift of your body sends signals to your nervous system. The problem is that most of us go to bed with tension in our muscles, with shoulders hunched, jaws clenched, or even with our chest slightly lifted in alertness, and without realizing it, we are sending the signal "stay awake" to the brain. No wonder the mind resists shutting down. What you need is a reset, a single physical action that tells your nervous system, it is safe, it is time, you can let go. Think of it like flipping a breaker switch in a house. One click and the entire system moves into a new state. Before I reveal the exact switch, let's step back and understand why such a small thing can have such a big effect. Your ability to fall asleep is controlled by a balance between two systems in your body: the sympathetic system, which keeps you alert and ready, and the parasympathetic system, which allows you to rest, digest, and repair. If the sympathetic system is still active, no amount of counting sheep will save you. You cannot outthink or outforce sleep. You have to shift gears biologically. That shift doesn't happen in your mind, it happens in your body first. So the structure I want you to remember tonight and every night from now on is what I call the body-to-brain sleep switch. It's a simple three-phase flow: release, signal, settle. Once you practice it, you'll notice how quickly your body drags the brain into rest, even when your thoughts feel chaotic. The first phase is release. You need to physically discharge the invisible tension you've been carrying all day. Imagine that your body is like a sponge that has absorbed every stressor, every microstrain, every held breath. If you simply lie down and hope for sleep, you are lying down with that sponge still saturated. The release is as simple as deliberately tensing your entire body for 5 seconds, then letting it go completely. Clench your fists, tighten your legs, even squeeze your face, and then on a long exhale, drop it all. That action alone is powerful because it resets the baseline. Your body goes from hidden contraction into noticeable relaxation, and your brain reads the signal instantly. Threat released, safety restored. Most people never do this and keep wondering why their mind races. But tension held in the body always leaks into the mind. Release is step one. The second phase is the true switch, the signal. And here's the science-backed action that makes the difference. Roll gently onto your side and place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Now, without overthinking, let your attention follow your lower hand as you breathe slowly. The reason this works is profound. When you emphasize belly breathing with gentle pressure from your own hand, you activate the vagus nerve, the master controller of the parasympathetic system. This one physical gesture is not just symbolic, it is neurological. It tells your nervous system to downshift. The placement of your hands acts like a circuit breaker, reminding your body to prioritize calm, not alertness. Within a minute or two, your heart rate begins to slow, your muscles soften further, and the chatter in your head loses its grip. It feels almost unfair how small the action is compared to the huge effect it brings. The third phase is settle. After you've triggered the signal, you must allow the system to stabilize. This is where most people sabotage themselves. They either check their phone, adjust the light, or shift positions endlessly. Settling means choosing stillness. It's a commitment to let your body sink into the mattress without interference. Think of it like parking a car. You've shifted gears into neutral, now you let the vehicle stay. The settling stage is less about doing and more about not doing. You hold the position, you allow the breath to guide itself, and the body completes the job of pulling the brain into the sleep state. Most people notice within minutes that their awareness starts blurring, and instead of a conscious fight for sleep, they slide into it almost passively. Now, let's stitch this into one clear framework you can carry with you tonight. Release, tense and drop. Signal, side posture, hand on chest and belly, slow breath. Settle, stay still and allow the system to sink. This is the body-to-brain sleep switch. It is not a meditation script. It is not a complicated ritual. It is a simple neurobiological hack you can use anytime you find yourself caught in the spiral of tossing and turning. And the more you practice it, the faster your nervous system learns the shortcut. It's like training a muscle. The pathway becomes more efficient, and soon your body will associate the gesture with immediate sleep mode. You may be wondering, why does such a small thing work when so many elaborate strategies don't? The answer is that your body doesn't respond to complexity at night. It responds to clarity and to safety signals. Evolution designed us to fall asleep when our environment is calm and our body is in a posture of non-threat. By consciously giving your nervous system those signals, you are not forcing sleep. You are removing the barriers to it. And here's the bonus. This method is not only for insomnia nights. Even if you are someone who generally falls asleep easily but occasionally has a restless evening, using this switch accelerates the transition. It is like having a sleep button you can press at will. Imagine trying this tonight. Instead of lying there frustrated, you do the release. Tense, exhale, drop. You roll to your side, place your hands and breathe gently, feeling your belly rise under your palm. You stay still, settle in, and suddenly the ceiling you were staring at becomes irrelevant. The thought loops dissolve not because you chased them away, but because your nervous system turned down the volume. This is not sleep by accident, this is sleep by design. And the power of knowing you can do this anytime changes the whole relationship you have with your nights. Think about how different your day would feel if you actually woke up rested. Instead of dragging yourself out of bed with that foggy heaviness, imagine opening your eyes and realizing that your body already feels lighter, your mind clearer, your energy available. That single change cascades into everything. Your focus at work, your patience with loved ones, even the way food tastes and how motivated you are to move. Sleep is not just a health detail, it is the foundation for every other habit. And the best part is that you don't need to overhaul your life to claim it. You already carry the tool with you every night. The body-to-brain sleep switch is not another burden to add to your routine. It is not a new app or gadget. It is a way of reclaiming control over a process that should be effortless, a way of reminding your nervous system of what it already knows, how to let go. There is also something empowering in realizing that you can create safety for yourself. Many people underestimate how much their body waits for a signal that it is allowed to rest. During the day, your posture, your breathing, your muscle tone, all of that communicates "be ready." At night, unless you actively shift that language, your system may never hear the opposite. The switch is you deliberately speaking to your body in its own language. When you tense and release, you erase the day's script. When you place your hands and breathe, you start a new one. And when you settle, you let the story end naturally in sleep. These are not abstract metaphors, they are tangible neurophysical cues. Once you understand them, the frustration of lying awake loses its power because now you know you have a handle to pull. Some of you may ask, what if my mind still keeps racing with thoughts? Isn't that the real problem? Here's the insight that changes everything. Thoughts are passengers, not drivers. They move depending on the state of the nervous system. You cannot command them to stop, but you can change the environment they ride in. When your parasympathetic system takes over, thought speed slows automatically. Racing loops cannot survive in a body that is signaling calm. This is why trying to think yourself to sleep rarely works, but adjusting your body does. You are reversing the direction of control. Body first, brain follows. And once you experience this even once, it becomes obvious. The proof is in the sensation, the heavy warmth spreading through your limbs, the softening of the jaw, the fading of inner dialogue until you wake up hours later wondering how quickly it happened. Let's make this even more practical with a mental image you can carry. Picture a light dimmer in a room. When you are restless, the light is bright, stimulating, impossible to sleep under. Most people try to cover their eyes or complain about the brightness, but the light is still on. The switch we discussed is your hand on the dimmer. Release is turning the dial for the first time, breaking the stuck position. Signal is sliding the dimmer downward, letting the glow soften. Settle is stopping your hand and leaving it alone while the room grows darker and darker until it's black. That's how you fall asleep faster, by using the dimmer, not by arguing with the light. Carry this metaphor tonight. Every time you place your hand on your belly and chest, you are holding the dimmer switch to your own brain. You may also wonder, does this trick lose power if I use it every night? The answer is the opposite. The nervous system learns by association. The more often you repeat the switch, the stronger the link becomes. Eventually, the action itself becomes a conditioned cue for sleep. Your body begins anticipating rest the moment you assume the posture. It's similar to how brushing your teeth signals bedtime, or how putting on running shoes can prime your brain for movement. The difference is that this cue is deeply wired into your autonomic nervous system. You are training your brain to obey your own ritual, which is why it gets easier with time, not harder. The only way it fails is if you never use it consistently. Now let's anchor this into your own life. Tonight, when you get into bed, don't treat it as another night of hoping for sleep. Treat it as an experiment. Go through the framework with curiosity, tense and release, hand placement and breath, then stillness. Notice the difference in how your body feels even before you drift off. Tomorrow, reflect on how long it took compared to your usual nights. By practicing this even for a week, you are giving yourself an incredible gift: reliable access to the single most important performance enhancer that exists: deep, restorative sleep. And that gift is not only for you. Better sleep means better mood, clearer communication, more patience, and more presence with the people around you. It ripples outward. The final thought I want to leave you with is this: sleep is not something to chase, it is something to allow. Your body already knows how to do it. It's been doing it since the day you were born. All you need to do is remove the interference and flip the switch that tells your nervous system it's time. So the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling in frustration, remember that you are not powerless. You have the dimmer in your hand. Release, signal, settle. Trust the process. Let your body lead, and your brain will follow. And as you wake up the next morning feeling the difference, you'll realize that this tiny action you can do in seconds is not just a trick. It's a key to transforming your nights and reclaiming your days. Now it's your turn. Try it tonight, experience it for yourself, and let your sleep become what it was always meant to be: the most natural, effortless upgrade your life can have.